No, that can't be true. It says here that the EU, the European Union, is trying to punish us mere Brits for the temerity of Brexit. That's what it says here. Hang on, wait a minute. Yeah, you don't pay much attention to that. It happens to be in the Daily File. Yeah, unfortunately for many of us, and actually those who also voted to leave the European Union back in 2016, we'll all have to face the ruckus. And you see the queues at Dover? Whenever there's a holiday, they just be 3 hours odd. Plus, the other month it was 14 hours for coaches. Nuts. Well, also says here, in the Daily File, holiday chaos fair over EU Big Brother visas that could see massive queues and its stubborn Brussels bureaucracy that's going to hold everything up. We're now a third country. We're no longer in the EU. So we have to suffer all the third country rules such as border force, frontiers and what have you, as any other country. Okay, we have a bit of a privileged situation that we do have the trade cooperation agreement that softens some things somewhat. Just makes it easier. You got your 90 and 180 day rule. Didn't have that before. Didn't need it. No. So if you've got a second home, you can't make full use of it anymore. Yeah, second home in the EU. Plenty of people are complaining about it now. Many of those people actually voted for Brexit. Michael Gove stood up there and told one lady who had a house in south of France, it won't cause you any problems. Well, how does he flippin' know? He was just speculating. In fact, he was just trying to, hoodwink everybody. Okay, Burley was there as well, but she's another Tory sycophant, isn't she? Going to parties with old Richie Sunak and all that. Yeah, getting all jiggy with it. You know, Sky News. Yeah, they're all at it, in each other's pockets, that they are. So British travellers face maddening queues when they visit continental Europe next year, thanks to the new Big Brother entry system being imposed by Brussels. It's been imposed by you for voting to leave the European Union. You didn't need it before, did you? No, there weren't no rectal scans. No. None of that stuff. There is now. Well, maybe not rectal scans, but you know what I'm saying. Retinal scans, maybe. Well, they've got to take a picture of your face. You see, scan your face. Got to stick it in the photocopier. Yeah. Mono. Maybe. Anyway. So, under the strict post-Brexit requirements, UK citizens will be fingerprinted and have their faces scanned before being allowed to enter EU countries. It goes further than that, There's more to it than that, there is. Yeah, it's not just getting yourself scanned and probed and stuff, no. Well, they'll also have to provide detailed personal information in advance. So when you make your application for your visa, you still need a visa thing. Yeah. Sorry. You just do. Well, including health conditions and planned itineraries and your inside leg measurement. Ooh, saucy. Before being granted a travel permit. Okay, not an inside leg measurement. But anyway, they want to know if you've got enough money as well. In some cases. The main thing here is saying about health conditions. I would suggest that you make sure that you've got health insurance. Don't rely on that stupid little JIT card. Because it is stupid. People are assuming and making the assumption that because it says global health insurance card, it says for everywhere, for every country in the world. No. It doesn't even work in every single EU country. Well. And last night, bosses of Britain's busiest ferry and rail ports warned that the expected delays of cars and lorries could cause hundreds of millions of pounds of damage to the economy. You're not going to get the stuff through. The lorries get pushed down the side that goes into that special system, doesn't it? So that the passengers, people going on holiday so they can get through because they're the most likely ones to moan. We're not going to get the trade. You're not going to get the lorry drivers. They're going to say, sod, yeah, I'm not going there. Sitting in that queue, I'm not getting paid. Oh, and privacy groups apparently objected of having all their personal information taken by the evil EU. Yeah. And also you got the bosses of like Doug Bannister of Dover Port. Now, fair dues to him, I think he's done a cracking job to deal with the situation. He had the situation earlier this year where there was those 14-hour delays, and he mitigated it. And now you've got 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours delay. I think he's done a pretty good job, to be fair to him, you know. But he's got problems. And the problems are the geographical location of the port of Dover. It's got a cliff at one side. It's got the sea up the other side. You've got limited space. There just ain't room. It's already overloaded before somebody thought it was a good idea to have a Brexit referendum. David Cameron, you just stuck to your pigs. Well, oh, dear me. But be careful what you read, because the way it's worded in, like, the Daily Mail is though it's the EU forcing this stuff upon us. It's not. We've actually forced it upon ourselves. All we've done is brought upon ourselves third country rules. Rules that other countries have to abide by. And there are some negotiations that have been done that's actually softened those rules somewhat. Made them easier. But no. The right-wing Daily Fail, or the Tory Graph, and others will try and brandish it as something else. Because that's what Keith Rupert Murdoch wants you to think. So look at that more level-headed publication, the LBC. Brits in Europe will require face and fingerprint scans under new EU checks for holidaymakers. It will cause delays. It's just something else is going to have to be done. And they will hold that data on record, I think, for 2 years. So under the EU entry-exit system, so the EES system, I think I said ETS system earlier, holidaymakers will be expected to reveal health conditions and details of their trips before being granted an entry permit. The other conditions for receiving a visa under the European Travel Information and Authorisation System, the ETIAS, including sharing information about your criminal record if you've got one. They don't want you if you're a crim, no. And the purpose of your travel, and the location of your first night's stay. So they want to know where you're going to go. Now, it's fair that new entry requirements will cause hours-long delays and queues. Pretty much everywhere. Now, the airports will be able to deal with it much simpler because they've got the room, and plus they've already, a lot of the airports are already set up for it. They've already got the scanners in place. Port of Dover, like I said, have said that we are very space constrained, like I said. And with the ferry terminal with cliffs behind and the sea in front. The footprint that we have to work with is already very limited. Now, if we don't have the regulation actually changed, it's got no power. Got no power whatsoever. If you want something, they've got to have to want something back. It's part of the negotiation. The European Union member states have to say, well, okay, then we'll do this, but what are you going to do for us? Or they're going to say, it's not possible. Either way, it's going to become, much slower. And considering you can't stay so long now either, or make so many random trips, with the 90 and 180 day rule, it's going to take longer to get sorted out and get organised. Everything's going to be pre-planned. It's going to spoil your fun. That's the long and short of it. If you're planning on going on holidays and what have you in the EU, it will spoil your fun somewhat. There's no way around it. No. It's just Brexit for you. Anyway, I think it's time for me to go, but if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee. And the links are down below. We've also got memberships as well. And we also do quite regular live streams as well, if you want to be a part of that. And we can have a bit of a chat and talk about something, usually about a topic of some description. But yeah, it's quite nice, really. But Brexit's not. No. And don't let those idiots tell you it's Brussels imposing the rules. They're just imposing the same rules that they impose for everybody else. They're not trying to punish us. No. In fact, I think they're being very kind. Because we have been, how to put it, we've been bad customers. That we have. You tell me. Leave it in the comments down below. And I do read the comments, but you probably already know. But please boot the old like button. That's the channel well good, you know. So ta-ta.